Hello, Scorpio. Turquoise Tarot here with your reading for 17. I hope that this month has treated you well. Wish you blessings, love, and light. I have two quick announcements before I get started with this monthly reading. One is I'm offering a special on private reading. So if you purchase 80-minute reading, it's $80. It's a one-question reading. The turnaround time for this reading will be 8 hours. And if you're interested, just know that what the reading entails is pretty much you email me your question. I respond to you with a private video of your reading. And if you have any follow-up questions, you're always welcome to email me, and I can answer what I can for you. I'll post information about how to contact me for a private reading below. The second announcement that I wanted to make is I've been feeling like the month of Earth is going to be a bit different than basically the energy that we've experienced before. And I think we all obviously can feel it. We see it. We see it going on in our world right now, and what's going on with all these hurricanes and earthquakes and fires. There's a lot of really chaotic energy. It's almost like a static energy, I feel. It's just a high frequency going on. So with that, I wanted to share something that's a little bit personal to me. Before I even started reading tarot, I've had these cards for such a long time. It's called The Four Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz, and I'm sure some of you have heard of this. It was a very popular book at one point. But I purchased these cards a long time ago, and they've been with me for a while. And anytime I've had any struggles or hardships, I've always used these cards. Now, they're more, I want to say, motivational quotes per se than an actual deck. But nonetheless, I thought I would pull a couple cards for you at the end of the reading, and we'll just see what comes up. Okay? So now with those two announcements out of the way, let me go ahead and get started on your reading. This first spread is going to be your general reading for the month of Earth. And then I will do a spread for singles and then another for couples, okay? What are the general messages for Scorpio for the month of Virgin? What are the general messages? What are the general messages for Scorpio? First card we have is the Six of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the King of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, Five of Swords, Six of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. At the bottom of the deck for overall energy of this reading, it's going to be the Nine of Wands. Let me just look it over real quick here and see what kind of comes up for me, because there's definitely more subtle energies, I think, in the month of Earth. I think that overall, Scorpio, there's certainly, I think, a desire for success this month. I think that you're starting to understand, though, in the month of November that whatever your goals, dreams, or ambitions are, you're going to have to take a more step-by-step approach. Maybe in the month of November, I want to say towards the middle of November, you may start feeling more analytical or more critical of a path or a direction you want to go. And since we're dealing with pentacles here, I kind of feel like this has to do with money or career. You're wanting to maybe make a significant change, or you're wanting to move into a different job or a different company. I do see that after some time of contemplation, maybe some of you already have left a place of employment. Now you're looking for another place, more steady work. And if you haven't left your employer yet, it's not to say that you will, but I just see that for you, it's almost like you want to be successful, but you want to be successful by leaps and bounds rather than, again, just taking it step by step. And the cards are saying that in this month, towards the middle, that's what exactly you're going to start doing, is you're going to start realizing how you can take these big dreams and goals of yours and create an actual plan and how to achieve those goals. And you're going to start taking physical action towards achieving those goals. And it's in doing that that you are going to find success. The month of March is coming up here for me, so I don't know if you, in the month of March is where you're going to have the fruits of your labor per se. Like, let's say you want to buy a house, but you're starting from a point where you're not working, you have no money saved, whatever, but somehow you just have this dream of buying a house. So it's a big dream, right? I mean, you're nowhere near close to achieving it, but this is the month where, okay, I want to buy a house. That means I need to get a job. That means I need to put so much away. I need to work on credit. Like, you're actually taking action to buy the house, and you will be successful in getting what you want. But I feel like it's going to be in March when you can actually purchase the house. That's just an example. I feel like some of you, if this isn't regarding work, this might be regarding relationships. And if that's the case, you're very, very, I want to say, apprehensive about leaving this partnership or leaving a relationship. But I guess, I don't know, I kind of see like three people here involved. It's almost like you feel like there's something you need to leave behind, but you're not ready to leave it behind. And towards the end of the month, whatever you've been quiet about, whatever you haven't openly shared with your partner, if there is a third person, it will come out towards the end of the month. And somebody's going to walk away. Whatever your challenges are, and I feel like these challenges, they haven't started just in the month of Earth. They've been since, oh gosh, I want to say 6 months to a year back, that maybe you've been going through some challenging stuff. This is the month where you get some type of idea that you're on the right track, because towards the end of the month as well, there's something about success. It's a hard-earned victory with the Ace of Swords, okay? Usually it's a bittersweet victory, and bittersweet means we have to, or we had to, sacrifice something in order to achieve the ultimate goal. So this may have been overall, with all the time and energy that you put into whatever this problem or dilemma has been for you, you've sacrificed a lot of your energy, a lot of your time, a lot of whatever. And this is finally, by the end of November, you're realizing you are victorious in whatever this is and achieving, overcoming this obstacle. When I say obstacle, I want to say that for some of you, when it comes to work, I don't know if maybe you're not happy with a boss, or maybe you're not happy with the environment, but there's something that has turned you off, maybe, from what you're doing. Or you're just no longer as invested in it as you once were. Maybe the money is not there anymore either, and now you're really asking yourself, well, what's the point of doing what I'm doing? Okay? And you've taken some time to really think about this, I feel, but ultimately, I think you're deciding that you need to do something different. So whatever this that you put up with, for as long as you put up with, just know, for a lot of you, you're going to find a happier place of employment. You're going to be much more successful. Yeah, it was really hard to get here, but I kind of feel like whatever this experience was with a past employer or your present employer that you'll be walking away from soon, I kind of feel like this experience you've gained is helping you with this new position. So it's like, I couldn't get here if I wasn't there. And you're understanding that. You understand that when you actually move into this new position. With the Nine of Wands being the overall energy, I feel like you are very apprehensive that, the Nine of Wands is looking at the Eight of Cups, I'm sorry. So I really feel like this has to do with just your own fear, your own insecurity of what will happen if I leave. Will I find a better job, or will I, ever find work again? Will I ever be able to make decent money again? And if that's where you're at, just know that absolutely it's coming in for you. Now, I'm not suggesting that anybody up and quit their job and just assume that something's going to fall in their lap, but if you're living with a fear about letting something go, you're just, staying stagnant, remaining stagnant. An opportunity is coming anyway. And I think it's going to be from a higher up, or it's going to be from a higher up, maybe from a different company, maybe from your own company. You'll be in a much better position. Now, I'm not saying you're going to go from rags to riches. Like I said, this is going to be a progression for you, Scorpio, whatever this achievement is. But it's always that way. You know, we have to take the traditional route sometimes. But this is definitely a fortunate opportunity, and I think it's one that's going to afford you more, a lot more opportunities in the future. I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards here and see if we can get more information. I'm looking at this Five of Swords, and I kind of feel like you're chosen. I want to say some of you are chosen by an employer because of your work ethic, but also your ability to work on a team. If you work in a team environment, let's say you've been like a manager and you've managed people or individuals, your management skills have been very appreciated, and I think they're being acknowledged. But it doesn't have to be in management per se. Like I said, it's just people skills, your ability to work on a team. That's being recognized. Now, most people would never associate that with Scorpio, but I think when Scorpio has to work on a team, they do well. Let's look at the Five of Swords first with these cards. Well, I certainly think an opportunity is coming your way. We have the Messenger card, the Love card, the Money card. An opportunity is coming your way. It's going to be something that you are going to enjoy. It's going to be something, again, either it sets you on your path to finding your, like, I want to say, you know, where you're meant to go career-wise, like your destined career, what you're meant to do. But for some of you, it's coming from a place where you've gained those skills in your last employer, and this is the employer where you really find out who you are and what you're destined to do. And there's money here saying that certainly it's going to be an opportunity with plenty more opportunities ahead. You're going to be able to create that success and abundance for yourself. But somebody's going to have to lose out in order for that to happen. So maybe some of you are feeling apprehensive about leaving an employer because you're afraid of leaving them in a bad situation, or maybe you're afraid of stepping on somebody's toes somehow. Let me look at the King of Swords. We have thought, joyfulness, and sweetheart. This is, again, somebody offering you an opportunity, thinking of you. Somebody, whoever this is, it can be an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, right? But for these general readings, I mean, honestly, it could be anybody. It could be anybody who embodies the characteristics of this King of Swords. And this King of Swords, you know, he can depict just someone who's a boss, because typically the King of Swords is someone who is. But I really feel like this is someone coming in with a great opportunity for you, who's really, I want to say that they've been watching you, or that they've been considering you for a time. And it's almost like now they're making their move to make an offer to you. Let me look at the Eight of Cups. So, yeah, I think you're walking away from where you presently are, because with the falseness and the Thief card, these two cards just don't go well together. Somebody's cheated you out of something, whether it's your pay or your benefits, or you feel like you've been cheated, and you don't feel like there's an opportunity to continue on in this partnership. Again, doesn't have to be work related, can be relationship related, and in that sense it would mean the same thing. But I really feel like this has to do with an employer or a job or career. You're just feeling like you're not getting your fair share, and that's why you're needing to walk away. Let's look at the Ace of Swords here at the bottom. Yeah, you're finding these. The Ace of Swords is saying you're going to find your niche, and you're going to find that place you're meant to be. It's taken a lot to get there, but you're getting there, because we have a celebration, we have faithfulness and wedding. So For those of you where this be a relationship situation, it's in letting go of somebody who doesn't serve you, that that right person finally comes in for you, and it's the long-term partner you've been looking for. Work related, this has to do with finally finding that position or that job or whatever it may be for you, that niche that allows you to truly feel, make you feel like you're living your truth, you're living your passion, you're using your talents and skills, and it's something that you're going to have a long-term, relationship with this job. And it's more, I want to say it's more of a passion than a job, really. It's you devoting yourself to something you're good at, something that you're talented at, or something that you really enjoy. Let me look at I want to look at the page, or I'm sorry, the Knight of Pentacles here in the center. Yeah. See, with the reunion card here, okay, on this Eight of Cups, it's almost like I feel like, let's just say your present employer, they say to you when they find out you're ready to leave and you give your 2-week notice, they come to you and say, hey, I have a better offer for you. If you stay, I'm going to offer you maybe more pay, or if you stay, I'm going to do something. That's why I think the reunion card comes up on this Eight of Cups. But here on the Knight, I don't know why I keep calling it a page. On the Knight of Pentacles, where it talks about progression forward, steady progression forward, it's saying here that this offer is made to you and you say, nope, I'm not taking that offer. I'm moving on because I don't see you the way I did. We have the Enemy card, and then we have these 2 cards on the Eight of Cups. Remember that. So there's something here about deception. There's something here about you've been cheated. You're acknowledging that this month and you're moving on from it. Maybe your present employer will come back to you and say, hey, we'll offer you more money, or we're sorry, we'll fix this or that. And you're just saying, nope, I'm moving on. I got a better opportunity. And that's it. So that's the general reading, Scorpio. Let's go ahead and look at what's going on for single Scorpios for the month of Fur. Sorry, sleeve keeps popping out here and it's driving me crazy. I have to fix it or I'll lose mine. Alright. What are the love messages for single Scorpio for the month of September? What are the love messages for the month of September? What are the love messages for single Scorpio for the month of September? Alright. We have the Death card, which is you. Judgment. The Star. Wow. Wheel of Fortune. What are you guys doing this month? The Tower. Looks like you guys are having a crazy month this month. What are you guys doing? 2 of Wands. 10 of Wands. The Knight of Cups. And the Lovers. Bottom of the deck, overall energy, the 8 of Cups. Well, Scorpio, it's almost like you're acting out like I don't know, like a soap opera. Let me just look at the cards here 1 second. A lot of major arcana here. That's number 1. So this is a major change in your life. We're dealing with either, I feel like for a lot of you, there's an opportunity, obviously, for love. We have the Knight of Cups and the Lovers here at the bottom. So by the end of the month, there's some offer, there's opportunity there for love. I just feel like there has to be a lot of transition, a lot of, it's almost like you're going through a lot of mental changes. Like your perceptions are changing so drastically. And because of this, I want to say in the month of September, you feel like you're in between worlds in a sense. Because on one hand, it's almost like there's this great awakening that's happened for you. Maybe it happened with the solar eclipse, or maybe it happened with this last full moon in Pisces. I don't know. But it looks like your perceptions of yourself and relationships and love and all of that, it's all changing. And now you're kind of like, well, this is the way I've always done things, and now there's a new way. Now I see the new way of handling things, or processing things, or building relationships. And so you're now understanding I want to say you have a better sense of what you want in a relationship, but also how you fit in a relationship and what you offer in a relationship and what you now want to offer and not offer in a relationship. It's almost like you're doing a lot of detective work on yourself in a sense because you're looking at what doesn't serve you anymore and you need to cut it out, right? So what this does is it really does open the door for you and open the windows in your house. It allows fresh air to come in. And what that does is it renews a sense of hope for you in your love life, where you've kind of just shut yourself off, and you've kind of been stagnant, maybe, shut yourself off, built these high walls. Now it's like with this new understanding that's coming in, you're able to better, I want to say, manage your emotions, manage your emotions better. And it allows you to feel like you can be more vulnerable in relationships, that you can trust yourself more in relationships, um, and that you don't have to be so uptight, or not uptight, but that's not the word I'm looking for. It's more, you don't have to try to control it so much. I want to say for some of you, I feel like there may be a friendship that's going through a transitional period. I think this person is acknowledging or telling you, hey, I have feelings for you. I want to take this somewhere else. I don't want to just be friends. It's been very, very challenging for them to just remain friends with you. And I think this is kind of like the month in where they get the courage to announce their feelings. I think for you, though, you may not be in the same place. You may not share those feelings. It'd be a surprise when you get this news that this person has feelings for you. Maybe you weren't expecting it. And now it's like, well, I have a decision to make. Am I going to pursue something here or not? And I don't think you will. I don't think you will. There's just something here about it's not working for you. And it may have to do with the fact that you're no longer the same person that you once were. It can be that I just feel love has been challenging for you, but you've gone through so much transformation because of it. And having these three cards at the very top, this is significant. This is so significant. Because right after, death, we have judgment. This is like being born again. Some major transition happened for you here. It's a new life for you. It's a new understanding. And it's a restored, renewed sense of hope with the star. I also want to say, be gentle with yourself this month, because you have a lot of energy going on. Wheel of Fortunes here is saying that, the energy is changing, it's shifting. So where things have been hard, where they have been challenging, things are going to change. And they change suddenly. I think some of you have been on the other end of that message that I just gave. Maybe you were the one who has been going after someone and it's unrequited love, and you're not getting the response you want, and finally this month you find out for certain it's just not going to be, and you finally walk away from it for good. Move on to something else. At the end of all this craziness, we always have love. Knight of Cups and the Lovers. These are the two last cards. This is the outcome cards. Love is on the way. Oh, love has seemed like a burden. Relationships, trying to get relationships, trying to find that person, trying to build something with somebody, it's been rough. Whatever it's been for you personally, it's been rough. It's been hard. It's been a long road. But this 10 represents the end of that road. Certainly with the Death card on the very top of this road. And again, the Wheel of Fortune saying this is going to shift, this is going to change, things aren't going to remain the same. We got to get rid of it. It's got to end. Moving on to something better. Just major change for you guys. And the thing about major arcana cards, it's really interesting because it's almost like, because these are wands, I know what wands represent. I know what cups represent. I know what this and that represent. And of course, the major arcanas, they have their own meanings too. But it's much more grander scale meaning. It's much more vague than these cards, the minor arcana cards. So because we have so much major arcana here, I just feel like there's monumental changes, and for some of you, this is interconnected, and for some of you, it's not. It's different areas of your life that you're dealing with these significant changes, but it all does impact how you love, when you decide to love, if you look for love, how you look for love. I mean, everything's impacted by the way that you perceive your life and perceive the world around you. So you're going through some major changes, I feel. And that too involves your love life and your perception of it. Sorry, this is bothering me again. Okay, I want to look first at the tower in the center, and then I'll start looking at other cards. Whew. Yeah, you're done with some kind of agreement. So if you've been after somebody, you're done. You're done trying. Or they're going to be done trying with you. But this has to happen for something better to come in. For those of you, maybe you're not pining after anyone, and as far as you know, nobody's pining after you. This could just mean a total change in perception of, what love is and how love should be. And I feel like it's because towards the end of the month, you have somebody really beautiful coming in for you. And you're leaving behind these sorrows. Let me look at the Judgment card. See what this transformation's about. Waiting, joyfulness, and messenger. So the Judgment card here, this renewal, I feel like it comes in the form of communication, possibly with friends or relatives, or maybe even just in a social setting. There's something that happens. Maybe this is where you meet this person and they trigger this change in you, where you're seeing yourself in a much different light and you're perceiving love so much differently. For those of you where this is a situation where you're, looking or waiting for somebody, it's saying here you're going to get that communication that you've been waiting too long. I think they've moved on. You have to move on. That's why it's on the Judgment card. You may look at the Knight of Cups here. Oh, come on, card. Sorry, I feel like I have to sneeze. Okay, so on the Knight of Cups we have foe, doctor, and baby. Something new, a new love offer. But again, some of you not accept it. And I think this is more for those who, maybe there's somebody trying to come back, maybe there's somebody who's trying to come back who put you through hell, and it was a recent breakup, very recent breakup, and they're going to try to come back by the end of the month, and you're done. You've already said your goodbyes. Okay? And for others of you, I think this is more along the lines of, are you willing to open up and trust and be vulnerable enough to start this something new? And that's the choice you have, because the Lover's card, ultimately, the message here is about a choice, not really a pair of, a couple here who are in love. It's really about a choice you have to make, a life choice, a head or heart decision. That's what the Lover's card represents. But since we do have the Knight of Cups here next to the Lovers, and we have the Two of Wands above this, I really feel like this is regarding a love offer. You're not accepting a love offer somewhere. Maybe you think it would be too much for you. Or maybe, like I said, it's vice versa. Somebody's, you're trying to offer your love to somebody and they're not accepting it. Let me look at the Lover's card. It's almost like you want to be single. This melancholy card is like, oh shit, I don't need that shit. I don't want to be with that person. Are you kidding me? No thanks. There you are in the middle, looking at the priest who's a single man. Like, I'd rather be single. I don't want to put up with this bullshit. That's how I feel. But then again, for some of you, this is really just like, you have a decision to make whether or not you're going to be willing to remain single or transform that with the Death card and move into a relationship, a partnership. But for some reason, you're very pessimistic. And I think that's, again, why the Star card has come out. I think a lot of it is you need to be vulnerable, or you are willing to be vulnerable, or you need to be willing to be more vulnerable in this situation. Love doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be complicated. If it is, maybe that's a red flag for you that that's not where you should be. But it doesn't hurt. Just take your time and enjoy yourself and the ride. So that's what I have for you, my single Scorpios. I'm gonna look at what's coming in for the couple Scorpios for the month of Earth. Sorry guys, I'm losing light here, so hopefully I don't lose it before the end. Three of Wands, Strength, the Lovers, the Tower, the High Priestess, Five of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. Bottom of the deck, overall energy is going to be the Four of Cups. Okay. Well, it looks like, again, the Tower comes through. And it really doesn't have to be a negative card. It's just something that's about something shocking coming up, maybe a revelation coming up. I want to say for some of you, be careful about fires in the home, or be careful about leaving the stove on or leaving something lit, be careful. I think that maybe you're having a challenging month financially, and I feel like maybe one of you is like working, like you're working full time, and maybe your partner is not, and there may be some conflict in the relationship because of that, because this person isn't contributing as much as you'd like them to, and I think it's causing a rift. Okay. And it can be vice versa. Maybe it's your partner doing the working. This can be a fire sign as a partner. I have a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries with the Queen of Wands here. And she's looking at this Ace of Wands. So I feel like she wants to start something new. She wants to do something career-wise, or she wants to make money. But it may be that she doesn't, and this could be he, it doesn't have to be a she, I'm just saying she because it's the Queen of Wands. But maybe your partner just wants to do something different than what they've done before, and they're having a hard time finding a job or finding something in that field. That could be a possibility. Or it can just be because we have the Five of Wands above that. It's like, the two of you are just at it. You're both focused on whatever is upsetting you. There's a secret here in the very center. I feel like it'd be your secret, maybe the other party's secret too. But it's almost like there's a lack of communication here with you and your partner. And right now, you're not really focusing on the positives of the relationship. You're more so focusing on the negatives, or what you wish you could change about the relationship. Now, I want to say too, be careful about your perceptions this month, because I feel like they're a little off. I feel like you think you're understanding things, but you're really not seeing the entire picture, and maybe you won't understand it until towards the end of the month. Okay? Some of you feel like you have a head or heart decision to make regarding love and relationships. Of course, I mean, that's something that requires a great deal of strength. Can be with a Leo, because we have this Strength card and the Queen of Wands here. Can be a Leo you're dealing with. I think one of you is going to be trying to look at, what would life look like without this person. Maybe one of you is looking into your own place and you're not telling the other person. Maybe that's the secret, or you're saving money and not telling the other person. Doesn't have to be that. That's just a possibility. Several other 100 things it could be. But let me pull cards on the High Priestess, and I'll see if I can clarify. We have the Scholar, the Old Woman, and Love. Did you meet somebody from your past that you're reconnecting with? Did you reconnect with them maybe on Facebook or some type of social media account? Are you thinking your partner is doing this? Maybe you find out they are doing this. Maybe you're the one doing this. That's the secret. Let's look at the Five of Rods. There's a lot of fighting over, who's right, and it's an ego thing. It's really about ego. And I feel like there's always like threats going on of I'm going to leave or I'm going to leave, or go ahead and leave and I'll be happy if you leave kind of thing going on. But it's really about ego here with the Lord card. It's all about feeding your ego. And it's on the Five of Wands, so we're looking at, why are you arguing? Well, a lot of that happens all the time. Not to say that you're in the wrong or they're in the wrong or whatever. It's just, sometimes when we fight, our egos get the better of us. Let's look at the Ace of Wands. I say that because there's a lot of fire here, especially with the Tower too. The Thief, Letter, and Friend. You're finding out that somebody you thought you could trust, you're realizing you can't trust. Can't trust them. This is the Thief. They go behind your back. Nice to your face, but behind your back is a different story. And you're learning that this month. So with that said, I'm losing light, guys, but I think that pretty much covers it. I don't think I really need to pull cards on any of the other ones to really emphasize it any further. I think this is really just about you letting go of something or someone that's not working for you, really, and bringing your issues that maybe you haven't been discussing, bringing them to light and actually discussing them with your partner this month and saying, what are we doing? Are we going somewhere or are we not? So with that said, I want to do, like I told you, I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Don Miguel Ruiz The Four Agreements card deck, just to get some last overall messages for Scorpio. What are the overall messages for Scorpio? Oh, shooting out there. Okay. So the first card we have, it says, don't take anything personally. Embrace your freedom. You gain a huge amount of freedom when you take nothing personally. No spell can affect you regardless of how strong it be. And if you live without fear, if you love, you will be happy with your life. This one is about being impeccable with your word. It says, enjoying heaven on earth. Impeccability of the word can lead you to personal freedom, success, and abundance. You can attain the kingdom of heaven from this one agreement. Be impeccable with your word. And finally, this one is in regards to always doing your best. And it says, do your best because you want to. You do your best when you are enjoying the action or doing it in a way that will not have negative repercussions for you. You do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it, not because you are trying to please the judge, and not because you are trying to please other people. Okay? So that's what I have for you, dear Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Much love and light to you. God bless. I might start doing bi-weekly readings. I'm not quite sure yet. It's something that I'm debating, but it's kind of up in the air now. We'll see. If not, I will be posting for. Again, if you're interested in a private reading, please do the information in the information box below. And I wish you guys a wonderful day. See you soon. Bye.